Good evening. I want to talk to y'all today about don't tell customers anything just to shut them up. Here's what I'm talking about. A few weeks back, a gentleman by the name of Lamont reached out to me via my internet's contact me page. And Lamont had informed me that he's a business owner who lives in Texas and he owns a warehouse center that houses stuff like, any kind of building material like wood, carpet, tile, granite countertops, cabinets, stuff like that. And his primary customer base is going to be, general contractors and stuff like that, home builders and stuff like that. So Lamont had informed me that he's losing a whole bunch of money and a lot of his customers are turning to his competitors. So during the free consultation that I had done with Lamont was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and let's work together, Tony. So Lamont winds up hiring me, and the next week I wind up flying out to Texas. Now, when I got out to Texas, Lamont takes me to his, facility. He has like a huge, like 35,000 square foot facility. When I get on the inside, I look in, it's like packed wall to wall with all kind of building material. I was like, damn, Lamont, like you got a really nice setup right here, big dog. Damn, I like this. He was like, oh, thank you, man. So we go upstairs or whatnot to his office and we're sitting there and I'm like, okay, Lamont, so tell me exactly what's happening here. So I said, Lamont, I need for you to cross all T's and dot all I's so that way I know exactly what to do so I can help you. So I listened to what Lamont was saying, and as Lamont was speaking, the business line rung. Thank you for calling XYZ Building House. This is Lamont speaking. So the first thing I thought to myself was, okay, Lamont sounds good on the phone. So it was a guy by the name of Big Earl who wound up ringing in a telephone line. So Big Earl was a big contractor. And Big Earl had needed a whole bunch of building material for this new project that he was working on. So Big Earl decided to call over there to holler at Lamont. Now, Lamont was like, hey, Big Earl, what you need? Big Earl's like, yeah, Lamont, I need the new Sherwin-Williams paint. I need this. I need granite countertops. I need this. I need everything you got inside of stock. So Lamont was like, all right, Big Earl, well, a whole lot of this stuff, Bubba, we don't have in stock right now. I have it in stock in a few days. Now, as Lamont told Big Earl this, I walked to the window, looked down, looked over at Lamont, looked back down out the window. Lamont is still talking. Lamont, he doesn't know that I'm looking out the window. He doesn't know what I'm doing. He's in a deep conversation with Big Earl. So I'm thinking to myself, what the hell? I know Lamont just took me on a tour and Lamont just told me he had this stuff in stock. Why the hell he didn't tell Big Earl to come on down? Now, Big Earl and Lamont, they got done having a conversation. So I asked Lamont, I said, Lamont, let me ask you a question. Like, what was that about? So Lamont was like, man, I just didn't feel like fulfilling Big Earl's order. I said, huh? So Lamont was like, yeah, man, kind of hurt my back or whatnot, man, and I don't really feel like hiring no employees, and I don't want to buy no tow moats or nothing like that. So, everything that I do, Tony, like, I basically have to, like, manually, like, lift the stuff. And so Lamont, he showed me, he was still using one of those, like, old, like, pump type of jacks or whatnot that you used to use back in the 90s and stuff like that. And to, lift all the skids of stuff up. And I was like, damn, Lamont, like, that's a lot of wear and tear on your back, baby. So Lamont was like, yeah, like, but my granddaddy and my daddy, they didn't have all this intricate equipment. So why do I need it? I was like, Lamont, but look what you just done. Like, Big Earl needed all this equipment and all of these supplies. Big Earl probably ordered $35,000, $40,000 worth of stuff from you right there, Lamont. So no wonder why your customers are turning to your competitors, Lamont, because you're telling your customers that you don't have stuff in stock. They know you got this stuff in stock. You know you got this stuff in stock. But the problem is, Lamont, is that I recommend to hire employees and stuff like that. I understand, Lamont, that you want to do things how granddaddy and how daddy done them. Nothing wrong with that because I grew up in that same environment. With my granddaddy at our barbershop, He didn't hire anybody to do anything. Me, my daddy, my granddaddy, my cousins, everybody else from the community would be over there helping and stuff like that. My granddaddy never hired Home Depot, or he never hired no general contractor to do stuff. We was the general contractors. So I completely resonated with what Lamont was talking about and everything. But I was like, Lamont, but you run a different kind of operation, you know, like now, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like what granddaddy and daddy had was beautiful, but you've elevated that. So what you elevate that right there, Lamont, that means that I would recommend that you should get the proper equipment, so that way you don't keep dropping the ball on your customers. Because if you keep lying to your customers, Lamont, telling them any damn thing just to get them to shut up, you know, just imagine if Big Earl never comes back. And Big Earl, I'm pretty sure he spends hundreds of thousands of dollars with you, Lamont. So you don't want to do your customers like that. So Lamont was like, Tony, well, what do you recommend that I should have done? Great question there, Lamont. I couldn't wait for you to ask me that. Now, here's what I told Lamont. I said, Lamont, if your back was hurting, okay, nothing wrong with that, okay? I would first pop me a bear. Second, I would have told Big Earl, hey, look here, Big Earl. I would have just kept it real with him, Lamont. I would have said, look here, Big Earl. All right, so my back is hurting right now, okay? I have everything in stock, but I kind of don't really feel like lifting all this stuff right here, Big Earl. If you come on down here, bring Rabbit and Buck, y'all come on down here, and y'all boys load this stuff on the truck. Get whatever you need. I give you 10% off your whole order, Big Earl, just for working with me. So when I told Lamont that, Lamont was like, God damn, Tony, I didn't even think about that. I said, yeah, Lamont, you have to make sure you don't tell customers any fucking thing, man, because if you do, they're going to lose credibility with you. They're going to lose trust in you and stuff like that. And then you're going to push them right into the arms of your competitors. And then when they go into the arms of your competitors, they're probably going to initially spend more money with your competitors versus than they did with you when you first had, you know, initially began doing business with them, Lamont. I said the reason that is because they pissed off because you didn't have it. So that if they go over here to the next man or the next woman or the next person and spend way more with them because they're going to be thrilled that the person has the stuff in stock. Now, I asked Lamont one more question, you know. I said, Lamont, let me ask you a question. What would you would have done if Big Earl would have hopped in his F-750 and drove down here to the warehouse? What would you would have done? Lamont sat there, he thought about it, kind of scratched his head a little bit, looked up at the stars. I don't know, Tony. I guess I would have had to came up with another lie. I said, see, that's the problem right there, Lamont. You have to stop lying to customers. You cannot tell customers any fucking thing just to get them to shut up. Customers are smart, Lamont. You know, this ain't back in the 1800s and 1500s and stuff like that. This is 2022, baby. Customers are very informative. Customers ain't dumb like people think they are, Lamont. So, you know, I recommend, you know, to always keep it real with your customers, Lamont, because think about it. You don't want Big Earl to go up there and let John and Sally know these other contractors and stuff like that Lamont's warehouse don't have granite countertops when Lamont does, but Lamont just don't want to, you know, go down and do the manual labor to load the products, nor does Lamont want to be, you know, able to, you know, put people on the payroll, you know, to help him out. So I said, Lamont, you know, it's a few things I recommend or whatnot, but I definitely recommend to start out by never lying to your customers. Don't tell people any damn thing just to get them off the phone and just so you can go back and play Pac-Man or whatever. So remember, Lamont, you have to always take good care of your customers. So that's what I told Lamont right there. And after that, the next week, I gave, like, you know, Lamont a call, and he's doing pretty good right now. So in about 2 more months, I'm going to check up on Lamont, just to check on his status, to see how he's doing and stuff like that. So hopefully Lamont, hired in employees, and hopefully if he didn't hire employees, hopefully he went down to Mitsubishi or something and bought one of them like tow moats that he can drive and, pick up the stuff and jack it up 40 or 50 foot and, load it on back of people's pickup trucks and trailers and stuff like that, versus them old school, dolly type of, pumps like that he's currently using. Well, that about wraps up today's video. Until next time, I'll catch you later.